everyone, I'm Rohde-Frank. Thank you for coming today. One of the things I have always loved about spring is looking up at the budding trees and seeing the animals flitting about in the sunshine. I love spotting new birds' nests being built or squirrels scurrying playfully along branches. Now, what would you do if on one glorious day, all of a sudden, one of these very cute squirrels comes falling through the sky, presumably plummeting to its death? And when you get closer to investigate, you discover that the squirrel is still alive. Now, you face two options. You can ignore the situation and leave the squirrel to die, or you can rescue the squirrel. After all, this squirrel could very well be the queen of squirrels. So, if you're anything like me, you will rescue the squirrel. Today, I want to share with you the most basic skill set for caring for a squirrel if you ever find yourself in this situation. The process of helping a squirrel depends on the specific circumstances in which the squirrel was found. But generally, the three most important things to remember are to stay safe, get into contact with your local animal rehabilitation center, and provide a safe environment for the squirrel until more help is available. If you ever encounter a squirrel that appears to be in danger, it's best to determine if it really needs your help. According to squirrelrefuge.com, squirrels are always best raised in their natural environment by their mother and in the company of their siblings. So in order to assess if the squirrel really needs your help, you must try to judge if the squirrel is sick, in imminent danger, or if the mother has been permanently lost. Whether the squirrel is a baby, juvenile, or adult will also help in determining how to proceed. When finding a baby squirrel, you should start by trying to locate a nest. If the nest has been recently damaged by weather, chances are the mother will come back for the babies. Second, you will need to determine if the baby is healthy. If it's cold to the touch, it needs your help. If you determine that the squirrel needs to be warmed, but you're not sure if the mother will return, you can warm the baby and create a temporary nest out of a box for the mother to find if she were to return. According to the Humane Society, the mother will not reject the squirrel if it has been handled by humans, but she will reject the baby if it is cold. However, if you know the mother will not return, you should rescue the baby. At this time, it's best to contact your local animal rehabilitation center, especially if the squirrel appears to be injured or in need of immediate care. Abandoned squirrels are typically cold, dehydrated, and they may have experienced an injury, so it's very important to provide them a safe, warm space immediately. Starting with a cardboard box, you can use a clean cloth to line the inside of a box. In order to ensure the squirrel is kept warm, you should provide a heat mechanism, but it's important to remember the box must have plenty of room so the squirrel can move away from the heat source if necessary. According to squirrelmender.com, in order to not disturb the squirrel frequently, it's best to use an electric heating pad on a low setting. Place the heating pad under a towel below half of the box so that if the squirrel gets overheated, it can easily move to the other side. Next, you should cover the box so the squirrel is kept in a dark environment, which will help them remain calm. Unless instructed by an animal rehabilitator, you should not feed the squirrel. However, it is very likely the squirrel is dehydrated. To rehydrate the squirrel, according to squirrelrehab.org, you can give them a solution called Pedialyte using a small syringe without the needle. Administer this solution every 30 minutes for the first 2 hours, and then every 2 hours after those initial feedings. Remember, this is essential for rehydrating the squirrel, but will not be suitable as a food source for the long term. Most importantly, do not feed the squirrel before it is warmed, and do not feed the squirrel anything other than the rehydrating solution. Now, if the squirrel is a juvenile, an indicator it needs your help is if it approaches you. According to Wildlife Rescue League, a juvenile squirrel has been permanently separated from its family and cannot find food on its own, will seek human help. If you come across an injured juvenile or adult squirrel, you should proceed with caution. It's best to use thick leather gloves if handling the squirrel. Although they aren't typically aggressive, they might bite as a defense mechanism in a state of shock or injury, and they have very sharp teeth. Additionally, according to squirrelmender.com, mammals pose the risk of carrying zoonotic diseases, or diseases that can be transferred from animals to humans. Although instances are very rare, this is another important reason to always be cautious when handling squirrels. It's a dangerous world out there for our little squirrel friends, and many well-intentioned animal rescuers do more harm than good by not understanding how to properly care for a squirrel. If you are ever in the position of wanting to help a squirrel, you are now equipped with the most basic but essential information of what to do. Although offering long-term rehabilitation to wild animals requires a license, you can still help save a squirrel's life. By providing a temporary, safe environment for the squirrel to warm and rehydrate, you can help the squirrel develop and ultimately return to the wild. Thank you.
Good job.
Good job. Got it, Hannah?
Oh, you want a picture of a squirrel?